Good afternoon, everybody. We had a terrific discussion this morning, and we're looking to a very informative and important discussion this afternoon. I would like to kick it off with introducing our very new chairman of the FCC, Tom Wheeler, who is very committed to these issues and wanted to come down and speak to you today.
Thank you, David. You were right on both counts. One, I'm very new, and two, I'm very committed. And I have a witness here who was a co-conspirator with me in many of these things over the years. I have been pro 911 and pro 911 location since the beginning of the location challenge, and I was telling the Davids a story the other day that I might as well share here, and that is that one of the really spooky things about my new job is I used to come into that very same office on bended knee, and now I'm sitting there experiencing it from the other side. But I had a flashback to a day when Reed Hunt called me and said, "I want you to come down here because I have something you should listen to." And the appropriate answer is always yes, Mr. Chairman. And I came down to see him, and this was back in the days of cassette tape recorders, and it's sitting on a coffee table by his seating area, and he punches the button, and it's a recording of a woman in Texas stuck on a railroad track. Her car has died. She's stuck on a railroad track. It was the days of car phones before pocket phones, and she'd called 911. And the 911 operator was saying, "Well, where are you?" "Well, I'm on a railroad track." "Well, where are you?" And she didn't know because she was new to the area and she was kind of out in the wilds. And then all of a sudden, you hear a train whistle. And she becomes increasingly hysterical. And the train whistle is louder and louder and louder. The 911, the PSET operator is saying, "Get out of the car, get out of the car." She does, and then you hear the crunch as the train hits the car. And Reed turns to me and says, "We're going to solve this." And that was the beginning of a concerted effort to get location capabilities from wireless devices. Brian will remember that I took this to the CTIA board, that we would support such a thing, and it was a tie vote at the board meeting. And I was a member of the board, and so I had to decide to cast the tie-breaking vote, which is not a healthy situation for a person who's running a trade association. But I voted in favor of the fact that there should be location requirements and there should be 911 rules. And then Brian and I worked together hard to pass the 911 law, to make it a standard. I still get amazed over the fact that you used to dial 911 in Chicago and get a recording. They would tell you to dial 999. But so I hope that you put me down as an advocate of what you all are working on, and that we can work together to deal with the next generation of challenges facing us all, because an awful lot has changed since those days. Mobile has grown from an ancillary service to an essential, if not the key, service. The nature of mobile has changed from a car phone with that poor lady sitting on the tracks to the phone that we all have in our pockets and take everywhere. And so the expectations and the needs change with that as well. I understand the Phase 2 accuracy problems that are extant today. David have done a great job of picking up where my experience had left off and getting me up to speed. I've read the Cal Nina information. I've looked at some of the shocking graphic representations of what's going on. I understand the in-building challenge, and I really look at the challenge in three parts. We need to address the technology. We need to get the technology to get in building. We need to make sure that the industry and PSAPs are continuing their technological evolution, and it is a two-way street. Brian and I used to worry a lot about, as we live through Phase 1 and Phase 2, about, okay, the carrier is doing something, but the PSAP isn't ready to get the information. And so it is very much a two-way street. And thirdly, I recognize that there is a regulatory responsibility inherent in all of this. So I'm very excited about this workshop. David was just telling me that he was very pleased about what happened this morning. I'm glad that got off to a good start. I'm looking forward to hearing what happens the rest of the day. But we've got some serious work ahead of us, and I look forward to working with you as we tackle this new set of challenges. We got here from a standing start. We can keep moving, and we should keep moving. So thank you very much for letting me bust into your meeting. Good.